From the East Tennessee Weather Center, here's your morning weather update with meteorologist Mike Witcher.
Need a mortgage? Volunteer Home Mortgage is here for you 7 days a week. Whether you're in Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, or even beyond, Jerry and her expert team are ready to help you with purchases, refinances, and more. Don't wait. Call 865-238-7500 today and let Volunteer Home Mortgage help you build your dream and make it become a reality. All right, good morning. How's it going, everybody? Thanks for checking in with your morning weather update here. We are talking about another breezy day ahead of us today as a weak disturbance swings its way on through. That's going to give us a mix of sun and clouds, and can't rule out a couple of showers that will be developing throughout the day today as well. A live look here at the 6 o'clock hour in downtown Gatlinburg, and a nice quiet start to the day. Good morning, Gatlinburg, and anybody across the Smokies. Keep in mind we do have a chance for gustier winds across the mountains of East Tennessee, and we're also talking about a chance for maybe a couple of spotty showers. And the mountain counties probably have the best chance, although most of us don't have a huge chance to see much more in the way of rain today and or tomorrow, but can't rule it out. And then a big old warm-up as we wrap up the weekend, head into the upcoming weekend with the possibility of some showers and thunderstorms as we get into our Sunday night, and into our Monday morning as well. All right, we sure hope you have a great day. Let's get to work with the forecast because we've got a couple of weak little waves swinging their way into the area, and these weak little waves will provide the clouds a little bit of a breeze and also a chance for a spotty shower. Most of the rain's going to stay far to our north. Can't rule out, though, a stray shower. Nothing going on out there this morning across the entire state. So if you have travel plans, smooth sailing so far. And right here at home should have a nice sunrise taking shape, which of course we'll show you with Wake Up with Witcher. And you can always scan that QR code in the bottom right-hand side of the screen. Get a wealth of weather information. But one of the things that you could see are those live weather cameras. And of course your daily forecast weather updates. The winds are going to be increasing, as I mentioned, just under wind advisory criteria. Weather Service was saying, we may have a couple of spots and a couple brief moments of time where winds could get to advisory criteria, but they're not going to issue anything at this point of the game. Let me take you to the mountains because that's where the winds are going to be strongest throughout the day. So relatively quiet winds here this morning, but watch as we get past the lunch hour. There's noon. Winds are really going to start to crank out of the south and southwest and the highest peaks of the Smokies. So if you have any sort of plans to be in the national park here today, keep in mind some strong gusty winds. And then as we get into sundown tonight, the wind will begin to relax, and we'll have quieter winds early tomorrow morning. Speaking of morning, let's talk about morning temperatures. As you step outside this morning, we're in the 30s and 40s, so it's a chilly start to the day, which is trending colder today than yesterday. But as we head to the lunch hour, we should see warmer weather. So yesterday we made it into the 60s. By lunchtime, we'll be in the 60s, and our goal today is going to be in the low to mid 70s. Probably a few pockets of mid to upper 60s from Campbell County, Scott, Fenchurch County, into Claiborne, right along the Tennessee-Kentucky border, upper East Tennessee. And again, if you're going to be in the mountains, just keep in mind the higher you go in elevation, the colder it gets with the wind blowing. It's going to cut right through you across some of the highest peaks of the Smokies. If you have evening plans here tonight, 69 degrees by 6, down to 64 by 8, so not a terrible evening ahead of us. Let's pick up our future casts, just kind of nitpicking the forecast here for the day today. A mix of sun and clouds early on. Those clouds will increase as we get into the late morning, early afternoon. Lunchtime, we're doing just fine. That northwesterly flow is going to set up shop. And that's going to allow for just a couple of disturbances. So can't rule out a couple of showers. Wouldn't be surprised, by the way, if we see a little bit more enhancement across the mountain counties, whether that be today and or tomorrow, because we're going to be doing the same thing as we get into our Wednesday as we have another disturbance on the way. So we'll keep about a 20% chance for a couple of spotty showers. That should be about the extent of it. Thursday, Friday into Saturday, we're mostly dry. Saturday into Sunday, Monday, the rain chances begin to increase as another stronger system swings on through. There's today's disturbance swinging its way on through. Here comes another disturbance in the upper levels of the atmosphere. You can see the clouds and that northwesterly flow taking shape and a couple of spotty showers that may develop over the next couple of days. All right, your 7-day forecast. It's going to be breezy today and tomorrow. We go from 70 today down to 64 degrees tomorrow, and then we're back into the upper 60s and low to mid and upper 70s as we round out the week and head into the weekend. So a nice warming trend. Saturday is going to be the best day of the weekend because Sunday right now going about a 50% chance for showers and thunderstorms. It looks likely, and the possibility of maybe even some strong thunderstorms. The Storm Prediction Center has already put us under a risk for severe storms. This is actually the next day, so I will change that. But we have a big risk for severe storms. Potential anyways. Not necessarily talking about a severe weather outbreak by any stretch, but we have the potential, And then as we get into our Monday, that shifts its way to the southeast. That's what I was showing you there. So we'll fix that. Make sure you check that out on social media, and I'll have an update with the noon hour. We do know that we're going to get quite a bit of rainfall with this system as well. So do anticipate some pretty good hefty rain, some strong windy conditions. So the National Weather Service also talking about the possibility of another mountain wave wind event that will set up shop and roll our way. All right, we sure hope you have a great day. Thanks for checking in with your morning weather update. You can always check back in. I do noon and as well as 6 p.m. during the weekdays and 7 a.m., noon, and 6 p.m. on the weekends. All right, we sure hope you have a great day. We'll see you back here soon.